At first glance, Little Inferno is a very unassuming game. It's made by the people of Tomorrow Corporation, the same geniuses that brought you the excellent little puzzle game World of Goo. But like World of Goo, it's not exactly what it seems at first. Just like World of Goo, as you play through the game, there's something more going on. You just can't really put your finger on it until it's too late. Right off the bat, you'll find out that Little Inferno has very little to no real goal besides making certain combos. You're told all you have to do is burn stuff in your fireplace. As you burn things, you get money to buy things to burn in your fireplace some more. You're told there's no time limit, there's no score, there's only combos. And combos are basically just things that you burn together that create the combo. They're giving little titles like Pirate on a Bike or something like that. Some of them get a little more vague later on. The more you burn, the more money you get, the more stuff you unlock, and the more catalogs you are able to unlock to buy more stuff. And it's addicting as all heck. Graphically, the game looks pretty amazing, although you'll pretty much be staring at the same screen the whole time. What you put on the screen is a little different. Everything acts accordingly to fire. If you put a wood block, it'll burn like a wood block. But if you put something that's explosive, like, say, a nuke, it will explode. Other things will do certain things, like breathe fire, or play music, or maybe change the color of the fire. So the different things that you add can actually change the dynamic of your fireplace, which is really cool. The underlining aspect of Little Inferno, though, isn't the fact that you're actually playing a game. You're kind of playing an anti-game. It's going against everything that's going on right now in the industry, at least when it comes to AAA titles. But as it progresses, you have this realization that this is trying to teach you a much wider story. It's basically telling you about consumerism and people's lack of vision past what they are striving for next and the ultimate goal of having the next biggest, brightest thing, only to eventually just figuratively burn it in a fireplace and move on to the next toy. Yeah, Little Inferno is an anti-consumerism game, if not an anti-AAA video game title game. I did notice when I first played this game that there was no achievements to unlock, at least on the Steam version that I'm playing. At first I just thought, oh well, maybe they didn't have time to put it in. But as I played the game, it made sense. This game doesn't want achievements. It doesn't want you to have artificial sweetener in it. It's so deep in its simplicity. It's kind of odd that this game would actually make me think in this way. It's not a big name budget title. It doesn't have fancy 3D graphics, although the fire effects are pretty neat. It's not made on a big budget. It was made by 3 people, probably in a coffee shop. And from what I know, these developers funded this game all themselves. There was no Kickstarter. It wasn't put on Steam Greenlight. They did it with all the money that they got from World of Goo. It's very addicting and very socially amusing, and the story progression actually ropes you in. From Tomorrow Corporation's Miss Nancy telling you to basically buy more things, to a mysterious next-door neighbor that's always sending you messages and trying to be your friend, to a weatherman who's constantly telling you how cold it is outside. As things progress, you get a certain uneasiness to you. And let me tell you, this game may look cute, but it has a slightly disturbing underbelly to it as well that you'll see as you progress. Not just from the things that you actually end up burning, but to the story itself. You might actually even get an emotional response from yourself. This isn't just a light puzzle game where you're just getting combos. It actually feels almost like an emotional social experiment by the developers. And you'll see why when you play it. Now, Little Inferno is not going to be up everybody's alley, and it's a pretty decent price. I think it's about 15 bucks, so it's worth the time. It's addicting in the fact that it's a nice time waster, but you'll find the hours flying by just to get that next letter from your next door neighbor, or what new object that you can burn in the fire. Again, just a giant metaphor for consumerism, and also a metaphor for basically being the anti-game. There's no achievements. In fact, there's no options in the game. It's pretty much start game and play. And while I would have liked a free play mode where you can just have everything unlocked and burn whatever you want, I don't think that's part of the game either. It's really weird that a game so simple can actually have such deep underscores while you play. And you'll find out if you get it too. Now again, if these kind of themes and puzzle elements aren't up your alley, then you probably want to give Little Inferno a pass. And quite honestly, I'm not even going to give this a score. If what I just described to you sounds interesting to you, and if you want to support the World of Goo guys, then definitely get this game. But if all of this just seemed kind of boring and drab and almost preachy to you, which the game can kind of seem to be that way at times, then you might want to let it pass. Overall, I found it to be a very enjoyable and thought-provoking game. If anything, wait for it to go on sale and get it then. Then you can come up with your own idea of how this game means to you. Anyway, thanks for listening to this impromptu little review of Little Inferno. If you like this review, check out my other ones, and don't forget to leave a like, a comment, a sub if you haven't already, maybe even a favorite if you really enjoyed it. It really helps me out, and it puts a big smile on my face and lets me know I'm entertaining you guys. Till next time, game fans, keep playing. Thanks for watching.